Hi, you're in the back room with Becky, and it is a marvelous Monday, and we're here to talk about, I don't know what the problem is. Yes, my glasses are so dirty, but I have tired eyes. We're getting ready to go into rehearsal for the Big Goody Girls Wednesday night, candy coated night. Not as we ain't swag jacking. It's spelled different, but it's all themed about candy, and of course I'm gonna be the big sugar bowl. I am the captain of the good ship Lollipop. So we hope you'll come out. We hope you'll enjoy. We will be videoing excerpts of the show. You don't see the whole show on video on YouTube because there wouldn't be enough time. You're in the back room with Becky. It's a marvelous Monday. It's President's Day. It's the first time I even ever felt like saying that out loud because before now we didn't have a president that looked like us. So it's hard to honor when you feel like you're not being represented. But we are being represented. Godspeed, God blessings, continued success to President Obama. Let us do our jobs as citizens and make sure that we're being productive and that we're participating in our own survival. Last night was a revelation because I was catching the show backwards. Yeah. Well, until we have folks to operate the camera, that's just how it is. Yeah, this is what my hair looks like when it's not up in braids. Miss B ain't bald headed, not by a long shot. But what we wanted is the Atlanta Housewives in Africa. That's what I'm going to start calling it, because until they done with this foolishness, I want to say out of Africa, the African people are wishing that you were out of Africa. You know, the show showed a lot of what is wrong with African Americans. You know, all over the world, people are recognizing that what happens in Africa is going to affect us too. What happens in the Middle East is going to affect us too. What happens in South America is going to affect us too. So we get to go on this little journey with these. They are merely subjects in a social experiment. That is what reality TV is. And as long as we don't get it twisted, it's their lives. But how much reality are we seeing? How much is staged? We do not know. But we do know that anytime you put people in a room together for a long enough period of time, there will be some kind of conflict. Especially women. Anyway, they went to see, now this is what I said about being culturally diverse. I was really appalled. Who are my miserable mentions for Monday? One of them is Phaedra Parks. You're the most educated one out there. And you still exhibit cultural ignorance. I mean, I know y'all thought we're doing such a good thing. We're going to Africa. We're going to get in touch with our roots. And, oh, what a wonderful thing. We're going to take some clothes to the poor children, get some photo ops of us doing something positive. And this is what I have to say about that. Get you some business and get inside a book. Ain't no way I would have went over there without Wikipedia and Discovery Channel and looked up the tribes that we were going to be engaging with. That's what I would have done. I know you say, because it's a job. It's not just them on vacation. Because how they come across is like they were very, very illiterate or something. And that's, they live in the upper class. They have upper class money. Upper class does not automatically mean you have class. My first miserable mention, I'm going to tell you why Phaedra Parks, because Phaedra, it was your trip. You set this trip up, okay? Again, I would have to say that we do have to be careful when we are addressing things and certain issues in a public forum, because you're going to get critiqued. Somebody going to not like what you did. Somebody going to not like what you said. Somebody going to not like how you looked. Oh, well. Here's what really disturbed me the most. Was I saw the last part of their safari tour and how they were talking and just acting like this was not. That's this man's job. Is to show you unenlightened African Americans. See, because that split in that little hyphen in there, it says we are something other than African. So we need to educate ourselves just like we expect Caucasians and Europeans to do. And if you're going over there talking about, oh, that's good, that's was rudeness. So they were talking about Kim and the Jeep, and the guy was trying to show them. And I was so wishing that they would get the universal message that was trying to be sent to them. They was trying to get them to stop being petty. The camera is on you. You in Africa, one of the most beautiful places God created on the planet, and you being messy. I don't think Kim would have came over here. I don't know. And you need to tell when you're going to retell a story. That's why I always tell people, I say, when somebody complains to me about something, or they make a comment on my page about something that I posted, I'm going and I'm going to research and I'm going to check and find out, okay, first of all, is what's being represented true, accurate, and timely. Okay, you sitting up talking about what Kim wouldn't do if she was there. What about you? So you touched a couple of the little black children. You should have spent a whole day there helping those children, reading to those children, singing to those children, praying with those children, playing with those children, not just a photo opportunity. I know they can't show everything, and maybe that would be one of the things they highlight, because you best believe I'm sending this to Bravo, because I am a devoted fan of a lot of the reality shows for the sociological implications. And also to demonstrate to you, again, when the camera is on in that kind of arena, where they're trying to, engage you in as most natural way as possible in your own environment, in your own daily routine, something ain't gonna work. So people get messy, and they get caught on camera saying things they should not say. And so Cynthia and Candy sounded a little racist when they said what they said about Kim. Now, I'm not going to tell you that I don't think Kim has some racist tendencies, but I'm not going to say that she's a racist. So I really did rebuke that. I didn't like that. I thought it was tacky and without class. So my first miserable mention goes, Phaedra Parks, for being insulted to the medicine man and to the tour guide. You, the man trying to show you things, and y'all, stop that. They said you got 2 ears so you can hear more and only one mouth so you speak less. And I know I talk a lot. But I have learned a lot from engaging and actively listening. Y'all could have did all that jibber jabber, and who said what, who shot John, after you got back in the room on your own time. But you really made the man, I think he looked frustrated. Really, he did. And the sexual innuendos were so thick you would think, stop acting like y'all not used to nothing. That's what I thought about them. For rich women, y'all act like y'all haven't never read a book, never finished high school, don't know anything about culture, etiquette, or the proper decorum given certain circumstances. I don't give a darn if I'm in the middle of the Muslim empire. I'm not about to say Jesus Christ, and I believe Jesus Christ is Lord. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not going to insult the indigenous population because I'm narrow-minded and don't know, but I wish the producer would have said so. But see, they roll the tape and let you act the fool. That's what reality TV is. If you forget the camera there, that's why I keep laughing when they say they did. I didn't say that, or yes you did, you said so. Now the camera's there. So that's you got 1 million some witnesses. She did not say that she wouldn't hold a little black child. Hell, she'd have been around Nene and them all this time, over 10 years. I don't really think a person that doesn't like black people would do that. I really don't. Sweetie practically lives with her. And yes, sometimes she gets a little bit, mistress of the plantation, but she a southern girl, and that's just how it is. Y'all don't want to accept it, but there's still a dividing line. So I was very upset with Phaedra because when they went to the exhibit even, they were behaving badly, like little kids. We're on a field trip. We ain't got to act right. We ain't got to do right. We don't have no class today. Stop that. Who does that? That's a grown woman. With cameras in your face, with your Louis Vuittons and your Versace and your Gucci and all of that. You should be investing that and getting you some classes at the university or online somewhere. Educate yourself. Just because you got money, that doesn't mean that you have class. The second miserable mention goes to Sheree. Because Sheree and Candy are shit starters. They go out of their way to gossip and to carry a crumb and drop one here and there. This is what they told me down south. They say, if you a bring a bone, you'll carry one. So just like they running out to tell Kim what so-and-so said, they sure was going to run back and tell them what Kim said, too. That probably is not going to be on camera because there's probably going to be some words they can't be shared on camera. But I did think that, you know, Kandi, your girl, the green-eyed monster. You know, I think Kandi has some self-esteem issues, too, because she goes out of her way to play both sides of the fence. And Cynthia, y'all already knew, who writes a friend contract ain't going to try to upset nobody. When they with the little girl, they going to be whatever is little girl appropriate. If it means talking about Nene or talking about Marlo. Now, I'm going to tell you what, I can forgive Marlo quicker than I can forgive some of the rest of y'all. Marlo stated, I come straight up from the projects. I had nice things, but we bought them from the booster. I know, y'all don't want me to say that, but that's what it is. So, when people don't have a lot of things economically, and they are disadvantaged, they may act extra when they get some money. Now don't act like you haven't seen people in any race like that. Because look at the chick on Beverly Hills House. Would you believe it? $25,000. You know, people that talk about what they spend, what they have, they're no different than the rappers. Hell, Rick Ross made a career off of talking about, I'm the boss, and I got this, and I got that, and I'm doing this, girl, and I'm okay, so it's a prevalent attitude amongst our people that if you have things that have names on them of people who represent wealth and prestige, then you too gain wealth and prestige, or at least credibility, because you flossing some Louboutins, or you flossing the Hermes, or you know, I know some designer label names too. Guess what? I'll have them on and you'll never know. Because I'm not doing no commercial for them. First of all, they don't make clothes real efficiently for full-figure women anyway. So why should I be worried about what they are or not doing, or how many purses they selling? Some of that money could be going. Y'all could set up a foundation for Africa if you're so worried about it. Because you surely embarrassed us over there. Then I thought Marlo's exhibit, they just keep seeing how far they can push the envelope. But see, Kandi, she's always sexually woefully inappropriate. She's always saying stuff about, that's why I said I can tell who gets something, who ain't. As people say, you do it or you talk about it. And then they don't teach, then they can't do teach. And so I'm like, no, y'all should have been demonstrating sexual positions. Yeah, that's what y'all got. Okay, so they drink a lot. My mother always said, all I see them girls do is spend money, talk about each other, cuss, and drink. Is that all they do? Is that what all that money and prestige got to? They just stupid. That's what they look like. You just look like some chicks from the hood with money. So my miserable mentions for Monday are Phaedra Parks. Coming up, tied for second place is Sheree. Sheree, your shitty behavior betrays your class or lack thereof. My next, and running in second place, tied for second place with Sheree is Kandi Burruss. Use the sour ball if you can, because you sure ain't sweet. You need to stop that. And when the man was reading I just want you to pay attention to, when the guy was reading the bones, okay, they said the medicine men, it was not, they're shamans, okay, they're considered priests in their country. I thought that was disrespectful, the way, you know, you want to cherry pick what you believe and what you don't believe. But he told the truth on some of y'all. You don't have to believe in metaphysical stuff to see truth where truth exists. That's my point. That's my point of view. You don't have to like it. That's what I think. I think that there are people who can read the future. I believe that there are people who have gifts to just look at you and read you. Yep, open up the library. They opened up the book on Nene, and the page they landed on told the truth. Now that he didn't see that Cynthia was married, because maybe Cynthia right now still is not acting like a married lady. She's still acting like she's dating Peter. And which may be good on one side, but on another side it's bad, because it ain't yours, it ain't his, it's ours. Remember that, ladies. If you want to be a part of a couple, you have to lose a little bit of that self stuff. You can't be running around talking about, it's me, 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 me. Don't do that. So, my three miserable mentions this week. First place goes to Phaedra Parks, because you have an education. You have no excuse for acting ignorant at cultural events that you don't understand. Just be quiet and sit back. Don't say things like, well, I may have to excuse myself. And as soon as he had something positive said about you when you sat there. You don't have to believe what the people are doing, but they believe it. So that's their culture. Respect it. And when they told Sheree she ain't gonna never be married again, I know she not. Because any man wasn't solved that have seen how she behaved with her children's father, God will not bless you with anything, ladies, if you don't take care of what you have. Number one, if you are seeking a man just for his financial support, you will hope. You don't have no feelings for that man, but you stay with him all them years, and then you tear him down as soon as you're no longer with them. I call you a parasite. Now, it's Monday morning. I ain't going to put it on too thick, but Sheree, you need to get you some business and some therapy. Candy Birds, you need to get you some real sex. All them toys, it's messing with your mind because you're just obsessed. Marlo, know what? An editing book can't teach you what's appropriate, what's inappropriate. Listen and sit back and be quiet sometimes. Phaedra, I thought you might be kind of goofy, from some of the things you've done that was bullshitto. But now you just kind of slow. And, sometimes that religious dogma and doctrine will cloud even an intelligent mind. We need to learn how to think independently. It's all right to be aware of your religion, the way you were raised. Everything they told us, though, was not always right. You in the back room with Becky. It's a marvelous Monday. My miserable mentions Phaedra Parks, Candy Burris, and Sheree. But they tied for second place. Sheree, you was so faulty and so shady. Candy, you bring a bone and you kill one, and then you started shit at the dinner table. That's so inappropriate. As always, you in the back room with Becky. Peace, love, and always for the people. Do hit up our Big Goody Girl video and show us some love. Be back tomorrow.